drawn in the Fibonacci line here, and we can see that the 100% line is right through. You can't see it very well, but trust me, this is the 100% line, which is this line right here. And we are above that. And the red dotted line that I drew in over here, which is the peak that it hit, the highest that it's ever been in the history of the stock market, is very, very close to the next Fibonacci line, which absolutely blows my mind that it's going up right now, but that does seem to be what's going on. And it's very interesting to me that the Fibonacci line lines up with that point right there. So it's a long, long ways up there. But if we continue this trend, that would be kind of the next, well, not the next. There's going to be a bunch of stair-step levels in through here that we can look at as possible destination points on the way up there. All right, I readjusted the purple channel, which is the really small channel right through here, and it's kind of floating along the bottom, almost got up to the top, and then it dropped down to the yellow line. So we're looking at supports and resistance levels all the way through there. This is the 30-minute chart, and I would say that it is showing signs of bouncing off that point. It's bouncing off the 20 SMA there, and that also matches the gold SMA here. So I went ahead and did a long position right through there. And the red line right up here that we see is the resistance level on the 4-hour chart, which I drew in. You can kind of see there's like a flat point right here, and that would be the next point that is very close to where we are. So I would say that would be the next resistance level above us. We're just going to kind of look at one of those at a time and see how it interacts with them. All right, so I put in alerts because it's moving so slow. I'm going to walk away for a little while, and when those alerts are triggered, that means that I'm going to have to change my mind or do something different. And you can see I put this one just below the gold SMA here, and then this one would be at the peak. So if it hits that, I would like to probably get out. And if it hits the lower one, probably should maybe get out, or maybe watch it depending on what it's doing. Okay, so it seems to be going up. It came back down again, and then it triggered that lower alert. So I'm only at a loss of $13.75. I tend to think of it as 137 because that's what I can wrap my head around better. It's what I'm used to trading. So it bounced off of that, so I watched it kind of close, but it did seem to bounce, so it's like I'm not too worried yet. Okay, I went ahead and just put in an exit order there at that alert point, because sometimes it hits it and then it drops back down again without my being able to respond to that. Okay, we're stuck on an SMA level over here on the 15-minute chart, so it's probably why the hesitation. And if it looks like it's going to go through that, that's awesome. All right, we got really, really close. And this might be too high. It looks like it dropped back down and then kind of formed a wick there. And then it came up and it actually hit my order, which was awesome. So the first order, the first trade I made was $27.50. That was an awesome, awesome trade for the first time. So it's not quite to my daily kind of average that I'd like to hit. I would like to do one more good trade if possible. Just kind of waiting to see when it might be a good time to get in. It's pretty high right now, so I would like for it to drop a little ways before I do that. And I put in an alert right here. This is where I would like to see it drop to at least. Might even get down to that point. So that's good. Okay, it kind of bounced off of that point there. And so I went ahead and put in another long order here. This is kind of a risky trade in a way because you've already had quite a bit of uptick, and this is not much of a jog down. Now, if I saw something like this, that would be great. but I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not at this point. You can see on this chart over here, which I think is the 15-minute chart, the MACD is starting to turn up, as well as the 30-minute chart starting to turn up. So those are two things in my favor, but this is a little bit more of a risky trade, perhaps. But you never know. All right, here's our big jog that we're looking for. And unfortunately, I did jump the gun there, and I got in too soon. So I'm hoping that that was all the lower that it's going to go. Oh, it went all the way down to the purple line. So I've lost all of my profit on that first trade and $15 more. So the thing is, I do think it's probably going to come back up, more likely than anything. And this is a pretty good bottom right here. So I seriously doubt it's going to drop any farther than that. So kind of watching it, but I'm hanging on. And I don't think that's a bad thing to do right now. Okay, it did seem to kind of hit this level here and act as a resistance level. And this is not good because now it's broken through the bottom of my channel a little bit. Not very far yet, but it's kind of critical here. Okay, I adjusted my channel over here, trying to figure out what it's doing, and unfortunately, now it looks like it could drop even further. I went ahead and put in another Fibonacci line as well, kind of readjusted that. And you can see that the 38.2 is right there on that level. So we're still trending up, so that's positive anyway. But unfortunately, now I'm $16 in the hole. Very unfortunate. This was the big drop that I was hoping to see. And it went further down than I had hoped. So if I had held on, this right here would have been a pretty good sign that this would be a good time to get in. Because now the MACD is really low and it's starting to turn up with a big green candle. This one might have psyched me out and gotten me in sooner. We're now at a resistance level there. We're almost to a resistance level there. And as it turns out, maybe that wouldn't have been a good idea either, because now it's dropped down even further. And now I've lost $48. And so at this point, I really should have maybe gotten out of the trade a little bit sooner. And this is one thing that maybe it would have been helpful to see this, and I just missed it. But there is a small divergence here. And again, the divergences on the really small short-term chart here are not as helpful as on the longer-term chart. But we do see it on the 15-minute chart here as well. You can see that there's a loss of momentum, but a gain in price action. And when you see that, that does mean that you are going to probably have a big drop soon. So I did kind of miss that, and that's very unfortunate. All right, so I redrew in just to see what it would do. I drew in a descending Fibonacci line. So like how far down is it going to go? And we can see it interact actually with the same levels right here. There it interacted with that one. The 50% line is pretty good. And we're kind of at the 61.8. And again, remember, it usually almost always gets down to the 78.6. And in very extreme circumstances, it will get to 100. So I'm a little hopeful, but kind of a little worried that it might be done. We can also see the SMAs here are really starting to tip down, even though the blue trend line one that we use is still going up. Oof, it's just sad. All right, so it looks like maybe it's going to bounce off of this point right here. We'll see. It's just hanging out midair on the 15-minute chart, so that's not good. All right, now this is a really good sign right through here. I mean, we did see it once before, right through here. So it's still possible that it will hit this gold SMA, and that will be all the rise we get. But it's possible that we're heading up now. Okay, that's not a surprise that it bounced off of it, but I went ahead and just got out right there and decided that the MACD and everything else here was justification to do a reverse. So I'm going to be in a short here at this point. And so I ended that that second trade, I guess, $36 in the hole. So I lost all that good first trade and a whole bunch more. So that was not good trading on my part. And looking back on it, I guess I could have, I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, it is uptrending, so hanging on is not an all bad thing to do, but stomaching that much of a loss, I think I could have done better if I had just gotten out a lot sooner and not waited through that. I mean, trading this, every time you get out of a trade, you're costing yourself another $5. So if you get out and then get back in, that's $10. So, and a reasonable trade, I make $10. So this is why I tend to hang on to these a little bit longer. It doesn't make a, I don't know. It's tricky to know when to get out and when to get in with this particular futures market. Okay, so I'm in a short here and hoping that it drops. Still looking likely. That's good. Good. All right, that's a wonderful drop there. And now I've gotten back all my losses. And it does look like perhaps it's going to bottom out here soon. So I went ahead and just got out. So I'm out right now. That's good. And then I decided, nope, I think it's got a little bit further to go. So I think possibly we could go down to this level here, which is enough to trade on, quite a lot actually. And so I went ahead and got into another short. And looking at the MACD here, I don't think that was a good idea. Because sure enough, it's turning up. So I should just wait on that MACD a little bit longer, even though it might eventually drop. I need to wait. Okay, we're kind of stuck on this level, but it's threatening to break through it, so that's good. It has actually gotten me into a positive position, but it didn't get out. And so now I've raised my order up here, hoping that it will get out. It does look like maybe it's leveling off finally, and it's going to be turning up. So I did a reverse position there. And it looks like I got out basically at break even, and now I am, this is my 5th trade that I'm in. So now I've cost myself $25 in commissions, which is getting really, really close to what I actually hope to make, which is about 35. And I'm hoping that it will go up now. MACD does not look good for that. Okay, so I unfortunately did not take a screenshot of that last trade, but this is actually the trading day that I had here. And then I closed out that last trade, and I ended up with basically where I started for the day. So I didn't end up losing anything, but I didn't really make anything either. So anyway, that was my day.